Good morning, and thank you for joining us on After GMS. It is 7:45, Monday, November 14th. I'm Tracy McCain here with Ed Matthews and Sydney Moore.
Good morning. How are y'all feeling this morning? Monday,
Cold.
Start of the week. It is chilly. I wasn't going to get there just yet.
I know.
I was trying to save a little bit of room.
It's taken over my whole being.
Okay.
You know when like the cold like takes over your bones and your hands are cold and you wash your hands and you put lotion on but they still don't feel the same. That's where I am right
pain.
now. It is.
Well, it's a reality. Definitely cold around the Piedmont this morning for sure. Let's start out by taking a look at some of those lowest temperatures. Finally, Greensboro and Burlington went down into the upper 20s during the half-hour observations. 29 out at PTI, 28 the low in Burlington. Danville down to 26, Reedsville at 22, but Winston-Salem and also Asheboro hanging on to 30. 26 the low in Mount Airy, down to 25 at Wilkesboro, 19 the temperature for the morning low over at Boone. A few high thin clouds. I think overall kind of a mix of sun and clouds across the area for today. Temperature has moved up 1 degree out at PTI. It's at 30 degrees now. Cold high pressure over New England, kind of nosing into the Piedmont and down through the deep south, and that's providing the cold conditions today. Upper 40s, so we will be well below our normal of 61 for this time of year. Low pressure moves in from the southern plains and takes kind of a southern route, and will be by Tuesday night located near the Carolina coast. Spread of cold rain across the area beginning on Tuesday morning. Now we think temperatures will be a few degrees above freezing by the time the rain moves in. I couldn't rule out maybe a pellet of sleet along the Virginia border. It only gets a mention in my forecast. I don't even word it in the forecast. I'm just exciting people by the fact that there may be a pellet to hit your windshield tomorrow morning. But it's going to be mainly a cold rain for our part of the Piedmont. Temperatures today, upper 40s, sun and clouds, but the cold rain tomorrow holds temperatures into the low 40s, 70% chance of rain, and we could get maybe a half to upwards of 3/4 of an inch of rain from this fairly wet system. And then on Wednesday, sun and clouds, probably averaging out more clouds, and 52 for the high. Another dry cold front moves through on Friday. That's going to bring another fresh batch of cold air to the Piedmont for Friday and for the weekend. And that'll give us highs in the mid-40s, and by Saturday and Sunday morning, temperatures are going to be dropping down into the upper 20s once again. It's a mess.
It's a mess.
Well, you know, when you put it in perspective for the entire 7 days, it does feel a little bit better knowing that today is not the worst.
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
You know, 10 degrees below normal for a low of 29. Folks, we're just getting started.
right.
Okay? It's not even winter yet.
It's not.
I know.
And I think that's part of the problem.
I think that what makes this big deal, this is, you know, the first time in a long while that we've made it into the 20s, and we were at 70 degrees
Yes,
on
that's it.
Saturday.
That's
so
the
that
difference.
is a
It just switched like
that's
that.
a big switcheroo
I
when
know.
you're talking about from 70 for a high
Right.
Saturday down to the upper 20s this morning.
Right.
It's definitely a shock on the system.
Right.
But yeah, get ready
Hang in
for
there,
it.
huh?
Yeah, hang in there. Yeah, we've
Nothing we
only
can
just begun.
Well, we can use our creativity and have some fun.
Yes,
Yes,
let's do that.
cold snap. Temps are well below normal for the next 7 days. The highest temperature this week, Ed said 52.
52, yeah.
Temps will drop to 27 degrees on some nights. So how would you finish this sentence? It's so cold.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's so cold. It's frustrating me. I'm sorry. That's what I have to say.
Were you expecting something different? I know I was. Yes. Okay.
It was so cold this morning I had to get out my big coat.
Oh, yes,
I
that's a
had
good
to.
one.
Yep.
So I wrote, it's so cold that I had to pull out my sweater, dress.
Okay.
And then I also had to use the heated steering wheel today.
Oh,
Very nice.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, my hands are free. Like,
it's nice to have that feature. Yeah, that's awesome.
Ed.
I like that.
Yeah, but it's cold, and to the point where, you know, even my son, who always gives us a hard problem about wearing long pants. He always wants to wear shorts.
Nice thing.
He was like, I'm going to wear pants today. And I was like, okay.
All right.
Wow.
When?
Start the week off right.
Right. So I asked you guys on the feed here to fill in the sentence as well. And some of you have some really good ones out here. Let's see. I'm sorry, I had to skip that one, sorry. Robin Lawson, she said she had to bring in her plants. It was so cold. Good that you remember to do that, because I always forget to do that.
Right.
And then they're, unfortunately no good. LeVar said, by the way, he has on a t-shirt and sweatpants, so go t-shirts. Some people are just a little bit more warm-natured than other people.
It's true.
Debbie said, I had to pull out my thermal overalls. That's probably.
That's cold.
That's cold, yeah.
That's when you're cold.
Exactly. I have to Google thermal overalls.
Yeah.
Because I have to just visually see what that looks like.
You know, I will say though, let me add from what I did say. I will say I love cold like coffee and lattes, and I'm not really like a hot coffee type of person, but this weather does make me want to have a nice hot coffee. I'm thinking like a pumpkin spice type of thing. I know Halloween's gone, but it still does have that nice holiday taste to it for me.
I have pumpkin spice creamer with me, if you would like some.
Well, I would love to.
I also have a K-cup. So if you need that.
Well, thank you.
Try to save some money and some time.
There you go. Smart.
Unless Christian's going. He's the only one who really like offers like to go, because I'm like, it's so cold.
I know. Yeah.
He's not here. So I'll help you out with that. Walter said, it's so cold that I'm in a pair of shorts and nothing else. Walter, put on some socks. It's cold.
Hurts.
Oh, you guys are so funny. Have some fun with
Preston says it'll probably get warm again in December. Okay. He says the last few Decembers have been really warm. That's what he thinks and says.
We've had a few warm Thanksgivings. I mean, I guess this would be a prelude to what's to come, since Thanksgiving is next week. But it would be nice if we could, like, I don't know, have some 60-degree weather.
I know.
You know, from 70s to 40s and 50s, I don't really feel like we had that little buffer zone.
Right.
Well, if you've been around as long as I have, I mean, I remember 70-degree weather on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
That's rare, but it happens.
Yeah.
And that's the nature of our weather. It's
Right.
up and down. Even in the middle of the winter, it's up and down.
Right.
Sometimes it's down for just a longer period of time.
Right.
Yeah.
In January, that's when it really starts to stop being that transitional
Right.
up or down. It's
Up or
more
down.
just cold.
Yep. That's true.
I learned that from Ed. That has nothing to do with my personal knowledge at all. All right, this has been a great conversation. Oh, by the way, Debbie said it's a pair of overalls that have adjustable shoulder straps and a coat made by Carhartt. Okay. I remember Carhartt. I had a couple of jackets from them. So yeah, okay. Oh, by the way, Mark said that the weather doesn't bother him. He said he is a country boy.
Country boy. All right.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us in this conversation. You can continue to weigh in. We'll wrap up weather in just a few minutes, but right now we have to adjust to some morning headlines. Take a look at this video here. It will surprise you. Look at all of these flames at this house fire in Winston-Salem. It's amazing that nobody was hurt in this fire that happened early Sunday morning on South Main Street. The fire department says that they don't know how much damage the fire caused yet or how it started, but they are investigating.
And today you have the chance to voice your concerns to the Greensboro City Manager. He will host another Talk with Ty listening session. People living in Greensboro can ask questions directly to him. The City Manager will discuss issues such as the search for a new police chief, affordable housing, and homelessness. The session begins tonight at 6 at the Lewis Rec Center.
Well, the Postal Service says it needs workers for the busy holiday shipping season. They're holding a hiring event today in North Wilkesboro where you can meet up with USPS staff, but you also need to fill out an application online. They're looking for part-time, full-time, and seasonal workers. The fair is at the NC Works Career Center on West D Street. It begins at noon.
And winter weather is among us. If you haven't already, you'll definitely be turning up the thermostat this week, but it comes at a cost.
Not everyone can afford to heat their homes. WFMY News 2's IT Denise McMiller takes a closer look at something that is helping people along the way.
The annual initiative is called the Gift of Hope, something some families could really use right now. It's where the United Way of Greater High Point gives out free space heaters to seniors and families who have low income. They're doing it today here at the Salvation Army of High Point. Here's how you can get a space heater. First, you must live in High Point, Archdale, Trinity, or Jamestown. Heaters can be picked up at the Salvation Army between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. or at Weston Ministries from 2 to 4 p.m. This giveaway is perfect timing because according to the National Energy Assistance Directors Association, this winter people will pay 18% more to heat their homes. This is largely due to an increase in heating oil costs. These are little things you can do to save and keep heat inside your home. Remove window air conditioners, keep drapes closed, and close the fireplace damper. You may also want to sign up for North Carolina's Low Income Energy Assistance Program. Those who qualify can get a one-time vendor payment on heating bills. People can apply for benefits from December 1st through January 31st. Another way to get help is through Duke Energy's Share the Light Fund. All you have to do is call your Duke Energy Assistance Agency to see if you qualify. And we want to make sure no family is left out in the cold this winter, so we will have links to all of these programs in this story on our website.
All right, one final look at the 7-day forecast. Sun and clouds today, upper 40s. Tonight, clouds build in, low and mid 30s. Tomorrow, a cold rain in store for the Piedmont. Temperatures only into the lower 40s. The rain will move out Tuesday night, and that'll set the stage for dry weather for the rest of the week. The mildest day, I guess you could call it mild, 52, but that's still well below normal. That'll be our high on Wednesday, and then another dry cold front will move through for Friday, and that'll set the stage for more cold weather for Friday and right on through the upcoming weekend. Highs will be in the mid 40s, and by next weekend we're back down into those upper 20s.
Yeah, so all those numbers that are not really registering with me right now.
I knew the time would come eventually, so
Yes.
I guess I should be, ready and prepared for it.
Yes.
Yeah, we should be. I mean, it is November.
Right.
I mean, most places in like the north are
Oh yeah.
cold by
They're
now.
like, what are you guys?
Yeah, and you
sad about
mentioned
down
one
there?
area that was 10 degrees or 20 degrees this morning.
Well, I would know. Oh, yeah, that was Bismarck, North Dakota.
North
The last
Dakota.
time I checked,
Wow.
they were at 10 above. So it's all relative. It could be
So
worse.
happy to be in Greensboro.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much for joining us on After GMS. A few late comments here about ice cream and cold weather. Since we have a few more minutes to kind of talk about that, it's kind of funny that you're like, yeah, I like ice cream in the cold weather.
Yeah, sometimes I think about that often sometimes, and then, or either it's ice cream or even like iced coffee, and I'm like, it's too cold for that. But some
Right,
people love it still during
I
that
think
time.
it's just the taste. And I'm more like soup because I'm so cold all the time. But
Put
Carol.
some crackers in there and dip the soup in there.
Yes. Carol Harris said she would love to see some snow soon. So we are going to hold off on you, Carol.
Just one moment.
Right.
Just
But Carol, I love Carol. Carol lives is from the Northeast, so I know she visits New York
knows all
often.
about the cold weather.
Oh yeah, she knows all about it.
Yeah.
She's been trying to get me to turn to the cold weather side ever since she joined us on Warm forever. All right, thanks so much for joining us on After GMS. Cindy, great to have you with us.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, and we will see you next time.
See you.
Scroll up and let me read it, please. Ed, plus grab your coat.
I know. Does that read okay?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. And where you want me to be?
You're at E4.
I'm at 4. Okay, do I stay here, I guess? Is this okay?